So those are actually the JDM taillights off a Toyota Rumion. Nobody realized what it was, probably because who cares about rare Scion XB parts, and I was able to hit a pretty big lick. I got some good news and I got some bad news. The good news, I am the bad news. And in this video, we installed some Toyota Rumion taillights that I found at the junkyard in the DaSlapBox, which is my 2011 Scion XB car audio build. It's not a race car, it's a base car. All right, so I was at the junkyard the other day and I hit like a super lick. I got these Toyota Rumion taillights. And if you don't know what the Toyota Rumion is, it's what the Scion XB was in Japan. So yeah, this is basically my best junkyard find ever. And the funny thing is that I actually missed it when I initially saw it at the junkyard. I was at the junkyard because my twin was in there. Same color, same year, everything. They even had the 2013 daytime running lights, which is why I was at the junkyard. I wanted the daytime running lights. I didn't get the daytime running lights. Somebody else had beat me to it, and I went about my business. I saw the tail lights and I didn't even realize what they were. I at first thought they were the 2008 to 2010 tail lights. I didn't really think much about it until I got home. Something was weird about those tail lights, so I looked up the Toyota Rumion because I knew that was the JDM version, and sure enough, so those are actually the JDM tail lights off a Toyota Rumion. So the Toyota Rumion is what the 2008 to 2015 Scion XB was in Japan. The first gen XB from 2003 to 2007, in Japan, those are Toyota BBs. And for whatever reason, the 2008 and plus, it changed to the Toyota Corolla Rumion. And this is the taillights it would have came with. I went back to the junkyard like, I don't know, 3 days later. Yes, they're still here. Luckily, nobody realized what they were. Probably because who cares about rare Scion XB parts? Nobody realized what it was, so the taillights were still there, and I was able to hit a pretty big lick. These were a really good find, not because they're like super rare or anything, but they're just not very common on XBs out here. In Japan, they're like super common. These are like the regular taillights, but something that not every other XB is gonna have. The taillights are super easy to remove. You just pop off the little back cover with like a trim removal tool or a screwdriver or something like that. There's 3 10mm bolts holding the taillights in place. You just loosen those up and then you can just go back and just give it a little pull and it'll just come right out. Boom. There's a wiring harness on the lights. You can actually just unplug the whole wiring harness and the wire will stay with the tail light. So you don't actually have to like take out each light bulb or disconnect each one. That was a mistake that I made. And then you just take this like little wiring harness and reuse it on the next one. I figured I was just gonna reuse the wiring harness from my taillights, from the stock taillights, and I'm just gonna pull this, and this, and swap them over to here. But unfortunately, the reverse lights and the brake lights are different. Ooh, the lights are actually a little different. You know, I was considering taking this thing and I didn't, and damn it, now I wish I had. Oh, back to the junkyard for me. They don't fit perfectly, but I was able to tape them in place in the meantime until I had the time to go back to the junkyard again and get the wiring harnesses. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And then installing them, super easy. You just pop them into place and then put the 3 bolts on the back and connect your wiring harness. And then that's it. And there we go. There it is. I installed one of them at a time so that I could do a side-by-side comparison versus the stock one. It's honestly not the biggest change in the world. I just like the fact that they're different. You know, for me, that was the biggest selling point. The fact that like, I have seen them like online and stuff like that, but I'd never actually seen them in person. So it was pretty cool to like run into them. It may not be the rarest thing in the world, but you know, it's gonna differentiate my car from another Army Rock metallic Scion that's running around out there, you know? But yeah, super good junkyard find. Big lesson in this one, man, is take the whole part, take the whole thing, take extra. I can't tell you how to do that on this channel, but I didn't do that. I actually went to the junkyard to get the proper wiring harness for the JDM taillights, but I still haven't picked up the LEDs for them. Once I get those, then I'll actually be using the original wiring harness. That about does it for this one. Let me know in the comments what you think about the taillights. If you've never seen my channel before, first of all, I want to thank you for checking out a creator that you're unfamiliar with. This channel is normally about car audio, but I'm into pretty much anything, you know, DIY, custom, you know, modifying shit. So there's a little bit of all of that. So hopefully you'll subscribe. Maybe you'll see more. Speaking of seeing more, check me out on Instagram and TikTok at DaBadNewz, DaBadNewz. Support the channel by checking out the links in the description. Some of those links are affiliate links, which means that as an affiliate, I'll get a small commission. You'll pay nothing extra. It's a win-win for both of us. Helps support the channel's growth, you know what I mean? That being said, thanks for watching. Always see DaBadNewz first. Skirt!